How's it going, everybody? It's been a long weekend. It's Monday the 16th, and I'm sitting here finding out that a lot of my favorite places are going to be doing delivery and pickup only. We had just heard last week that South by Southwest was canceled, thinking that maybe it was a bit of an overreaction and that we'd be able to go to all our favorite local businesses, maybe see some concerts without the crowds for once during South by Southwest. But we all know now that the situation is a little more serious, and at the same time we're working together to stop the spread. Barbecue is a community, and I've been talking to the community a lot in this in-between time, in this time of uncertainty, and my job, I think, in the community is to tell the story. I don't like to tell people where to eat. I don't like to tell people what to do, because I would rather go eat at the places I like and tell the stories I like, and you can decide for yourself. I care more about who I'm eating with, what I'm eating, than really where it is, if it's on a list. I like to explore. I like the adventure. I like jumping in the car with a bunch of people, maybe recording a little road episode and enjoying a new place, enjoying a place that we know is one of our favorites, enjoying a place where we know everyone who works there. That's part of community. And as far as barbecue and this virus is concerned, barbecue's been around long before the last recession and things before that. So, honestly, the big revival of barbecue started right after the 2008 recession. That's when Aaron Franklin opened a place, and the Millers, Leanne, opened her place shortly after that. John Miller was out there as well, and it might help create a thriving economy. But for right now, obviously, people are worried. People are upset. Businesses are trying to do whatever damage control they can, because a lot of these businesses work week to week. Just because they don't have customers doesn't mean they don't have to pay rent. And so I've seen a lot of posts talking about who's shipping, who's doing delivery in the area. It's a great time to support barbecue, and honestly, barbecue is the best way to weather this storm. I was just looking at a post that Moose put up, and Moose is doing whole briskets, half briskets, and I mean, having a whole brisket in your fridge is a lot better than cold cuts and frozen dinners. I mean, it might not last quite as long as a frozen dinner, but it's a really satisfying thing to have. I stocked up on some barbecue. I stocked up on lots of bones. I like to make broths, so I truly enjoy being home and doing this, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because as much as it sucks, as much as we want to be out there doing things, as much as all these business owners need the business, need people out there, this is a good time for us to reflect. There's articles coming out about the water in Venice clearing up because there's no pollution from boats. There's just there's a lot going on about rest, and how we're kind of giving the earth a rest right now. Not necessarily the worst thing to do, but under these circumstances it kind of sucks. What I like to focus on is how we can all work together. How can we support each other as a community? How can we tell the story of all of this, so that in a month, 3 months, 6 months, whenever this is over, we can come together and be like, hey, we found a way to work together. There's grocery stores opening early for the elderly. There's lots of people volunteering. I'm on a bunch of group chats about delivering meals and doing all kinds of stuff. So if you have an opportunity to do that, it sucks that maybe your restaurant has limited hours, or in some cities and a lot of countries now, they're not allowing restaurants to be open at all. And that's terrible. But at the same time, there's people in Italy serenading each other from balconies because they're making the best and really bringing love to a situation that needs it. unfortunately, we've had a lot of people buying toilet paper and all these things that are just hoarding things, and it's really kind of the uglier side of these situations. And the only thing that can fight that is us spreading the love, us sharing, us working together, and the media, whatever you want to call it. People love negative stories, and I felt like it was my duty to come out here and to talk about how it doesn't have to be a negative experience. I mean, it's obviously you're not going to be happy and excited the whole time. You can't hug anyone. People are afraid to shake hands. This isn't the best situation, but at the same time, we need to all be patient and tolerant of what we need to do so that the average person can feel more safe. I like to think about it like, how can you prevent the spread, not being afraid if you're going to get it? Because if you're doing your best to limit the spread, then we'll all be safer for it. And barbecue is a community. Barbecue people understand uncertainty. Every barbecue joint, every person who's thrown a backyard party has bought not enough food and too much food. And right now there's a lot of uncertainty. People in the restaurant business might have a little bit more of a track record with it. For the last decade, I've worked as a real estate agent, a freelancer, and I probably haven't had 1 or 2 months in a row that were that consistent. So I understand it to a certain extent, but at the same time, I'm trying to create consistency in my life, and I know that a lot of people were excited because this is the ramp up to a big summer, to when barbecue. Everyone wants to go get barbecue. I was just at Snow's last Saturday, and it was packed, and now they're going to be closed for the next 2 weekends. So it's a huge juxtaposition. It's a huge shift in just a few days. Last week I was planning with all these foodies to go out every night and to support local businesses. Now we're trying to figure out who's doing what, who's doing delivery, who's doing pickup, and it's uncertain times. But I like to take time to reflect. I like to slow things down. We're barbecue people. We like low and slow, and so I try to slow things down. So let me show you how I like to slow things down a little bit. There's lots of easy ways to do it. My preferred way is a nice hammock. My buddy Robert, who lives in Houston, he's helped me shoot a little bit. Pretty cool landscape architect friend. Got me this hammock in Mexico. And this is what I do. If I'm stressed out, if I'm freaking out, if I'm panicked, if I'm worried about how many YouTube views I have or some other silly thing, I just come out here, stare at the sky, drink a lot of water, and just try to take it easy. I'm not saying that this will solve all your problems. I'm not saying that this is a solution really to anything, except that now that we're being kind of forced to slow down, forced to sit around and think, that's what we should do. I've been writing in a notebook. I had a meeting with a friend this morning, had some coffee, and just talked about all the great ideas we have. And while we're all stuck in one place, we can be sharing ourselves this way, this connection, this beautiful thing. A lot of people get stressed out about social media. A lot of people get frustrated by it, and I think it's amazing. I think it's a beautiful way to share yourself, and I think as long as you're your whole self and putting yourself out there, it can be scary, but it's really a beautiful exercise, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make a video today, was because I know a lot of people are stressed out. I know a lot of people are anxious. I barely slept last night, but at the same time, I know I check in with my friends. I've been connecting using these magical devices we all get to carry in our pockets, and I've been reaching out to people. I've been talking to people. I've been working really hard to make sure the people I care about are okay and that they're doing okay. All of us are probably taking a hit. I'm a freelancer, so I have to kind of scramble to find work while everyone else, I work for a lot of restaurants. I do a lot of food photography. And obviously that's a little slow now that most of the restaurants are doing delivery only. But But please take some time to widen down. Uh, it's good for your immune system to get a rest. It's good for your mind to get a break. If we're all going to fight this thing off, we need to take good care of ourselves. One of the reasons I'm wearing this little neck thing right here is my acupuncturist back in the day would always tell me to keep my neck warm, keep my skin covered, and it helps. I'm going to be making all kinds of soup. Feel free to comment or message me if you want a recipe for some soup, because I've got a lot of good recipes. I can give you links to other people's recipes, but now's the time. I just saw Adam Perry Lang. He's making a giant pot of matzo ball soup that he's selling to go in Los Angeles. So as much as it sucks, as much as your business, your life, your relationships, as much as they can be super stressful right now, take some time, even 5 or 10 minutes, to just wind your mind down. Write down everything that's stressing you out. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, if you know me. So reach out. Let's talk about it. All I've been doing for the last 5 years is internet marketing. So if I can help you run a Facebook ad, or if I can give you any advice on how to advertise your business, target Facebook ads to a neighborhood you're trying to deliver to, or anything else, please don't hesitate to bug me. The barbecue community and the food community in general is really important to me, and I have been worried about y'all. I've been worried about the people who work paycheck to paycheck. There's still a lot of people. I mean, Amazon's had a truck on my street every hour for the last 3 days, because those people can't quarantine themselves. Those people can't take a day off because they have to work. So we have to understand that everyone's affected in another way. So, the normal road rage, all the things that piss you off, just let it go, because we all have to get through this together. And the barbecue community has been so loving and welcoming and just generous to me these past 3 years I've been creating this show, that I want y'all to know that, that can spread way beyond barbecue. We can all be generous. We can all take the time to wind down and share that slowness, share that love, share that calmness with the people around us, because everyone's worried. Yeah, we're all stressed out about something. We're all anxious, and we were before all of this happened. So now, be considerate of others. Let's all work together to be really loving. Let's all work together to hear each other in this time, Listen to somebody, because as bad as you think you have it, someone's got it worse, someone's got it better, and we all have to kind of find our common ground in between. But I'm really happy to be a part of this community. I'm really happy that you took the time to watch this. And I'm really thankful that I have a platform to put out something besides, pictures of empty shelves at grocery stores and all the negative stuff you're seeing on the internet. Because I went and bought groceries yesterday. It was fine. I went to H Mart and bought noodles and all kinds of supplies. It's not like that everywhere. And if we take the time to be generous and work together, we can all get through this. So for now, take it easy. Find your hammock. Find your quiet place. And, I'll see you on the next episode.